The Forgotten Shore. Rebecca Morgan stood at the kitchen window of her lakeside cottage, watching mist drift across the water. 3 years had passed since she moved to this quiet spot, away from questions and stares. Here, among the pines and water, she'd built a peaceful life, or so she told herself. She drank her morning tea, trying to ignore the tremor in her hand that had started last Tuesday. The doctors found nothing wrong. Maybe stress, they said. Rebecca had nodded, knowing there was no medical answer for what was happening to her. She'd been to the small clinic in town twice now, and both times left with the same non-diagnosis. Small towns had small answers. The tremor wasn't the only thing. Sleep had become a battlefield lately. Rebecca would lie awake, listening to the water lap against the shore, counting breaths until exhaustion finally won. When sleep did come, it brought dreams of narrow hallways that led to locked doors, of running without moving, of voices calling her name from rooms she couldn't find. Some mornings, like today, she woke up smelling lavender, her mother's perfume. Other mornings, it was James's aftershave that woke her. These ghosts had been showing up more and more often. Just memories, she said to the empty room. She finished her tea and placed the cup in the sink. Dishes from last night's dinner still sat unwashed, a single plate, a single fork. Rebecca had always been tidy before, but lately, the effort seemed too much. What was the point of keeping things in order when no one else was around to see? The cottage phone rang, making her jump. Rebecca hardly ever got calls, few people had her number. The landline was really a concession to the spotty cell service out here. Most days, she forgot it existed. "Hello?" she answered. No one spoke, just the sound of waves hitting a shore. "Hello? Who is this?" The line went dead. Rebecca put the phone down, her hand shaking badly now. This wasn't the first strange call. 3 days ago, she'd picked up to hear breathing, then a woman's voice, too faint to make out words but familiar enough to send chills through her. She decided a walk might help. After pulling on a light jacket, Rebecca stepped outside into the crisp autumn air. The cottage sat on a small rise above the lake, with a winding path that led down through woods to a secluded beach. The realtor had called this a private slice of paradise when Rebecca bought the place. At the time, privacy was all that mattered. The path was familiar beneath her feet, worn by 3 years of daily walks. Rebecca knew every twist, every root that stuck up ready to trip the unwary. The forest was quiet today, just the sound of wind in the pines and her own footsteps on fallen needles. This had become her safe place since moving here, where the water against sand often calmed her thoughts. When the memories threatened to surface, she'd come here and let the rhythm of the waves wash them away again. Today, the B.A.